This video is a quick overview on how to approach bug finding and bug fixing in any vibe coded apps or software that you're building. To dive right in, this is my school where you can find the full PDF, but I want to get to this specific slide here. Working on bugs. Coding is so fun and addictive and kind of gamified that you'll end up on these things like Cursor, Claude Code, Lovable, or whatever, typing away, making changes, and doing stuff if you're anything like me, but you end up in this loop where you're not doing the most effective thing to you, your users, or anyone that's going to actually interact with the product. The top left one here in this matrix is the key. To quickly explain the matrix, we have effort along the bottom, the x-axis, and impact along the sides, the y-axis. And so what you want to focus on are the things at the lowest effort for you, but the highest impact for your users. And this could be something like maybe some form data is not saving to the database. Obviously, you need to fix that or else you're running into issues. This could be something that is there as a button, but the button is not hooking up. Obviously, if you're asking anyone to click something, do something, or anything like that, you need to make sure you fulfill on that basic promise of this button does something. And so you need to fix that. It's a low effort in terms of the amount of code or usual bug fixes that go with that. It is very simple, but it is something that if it's not done, will have a high impact. And if it is done, will also have a high impact in the positive direction instead of the negative direction. You might be asking, well, this is obvious, right? Why would you spend your time doing anything else? Well, it's because people are people. We have all these creative visions, and you probably get on a natural high when you're doing these things. And there's some actual real world examples that I want to bring in from some hobbies of mine. So I didn't do gaming for a long time, but I've recently picked it back up as a nice way to relax at the end of the day. And one of my favorite games is Arc Raiders. You can check out Arc Raiders if you want. It's a cool game to play, but one specific thing I want to focus on is their updates. Updates, like in gaming, come out periodically, similar to software. There's actually a lot of parallels you can find in gaming or software. So if you're a gamer, fret not. There's a lot of things that you can learn. You've probably already learned kind of subconsciously that you can apply to software. But this is Arc Raiders' latest update, and they're telling people what's going on. And basically what's going on that I've noticed is that they're fixing things that are kind of surface level and shallow that don't really speak to the fundamental needs of the community. In fact, there's actually been this crazy drop off of players from their peak back in November and December. And a lot of people, if you search on YouTube, are basically asking why or what happened. And they all have their opinions, but I think fundamentally it's them not paying attention to those low effort but high impact changes. They're spending a lot of time on things that are like, outfits for the characters or cool little menu interactions, a little bit of quality of life things that make things a little bit easier, but the fundamental game is still being ignored. The fundamental things that people are doing day in and day out, they're logging into it to get some kind of experience in this case, are being ignored. So whether you're building something that's more focused on business or focused on an experience like a game, you should still prioritize the things that are low effort and high impact and always base it on the users themselves. To double click on that just a bit, you don't want to actually pay the most attention to the people that are the loudest users or the highest users. You want to pay attention to the median of users, meaning the people that use it in the most regular way. Not necessarily the person that's paying you the most, not necessarily the person that's complaining the most, but the bulk of people that are using your software every single day. These people are going to be your consistent base. You might have some power users that churn, you might have some complainers that ask for their money back, but those will come and go. You want to protect the bulk in this case. You don't necessarily want to take every suggestion, but you want to make sure that you're paying a lot of attention to them so that the core user base is happy and satisfied. So a quick one for today. Just wanted to go over that specific thing on how to prioritize and work on bugs. Through one of my coaching calls, I figured out that that was something that I needed to iterate to the individual, and I want to make sure that I give it out to you guys. Let me know if you'd like to understand any other specific things when it comes to vibe coding or AI coding. Again, if you'd like to check out my school, it's in the description. Show me your projects, show me what you're up to. I'd love to get to know.